Okay.
Is there any incidental motion to call to order?
Perfect. Okay, thank you guys. In a virtual setting. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and as the timeline stated in the charter and bylaws is rather impractical and unfeasible for the settings of which the association is in, and the elections committee was established today on March 8th, 2021, with Vanita Reed as the chair of the elections committee. And in order for the elections to be conducted, the timeline must be shifted into a more realistic, just, and fair schedule. And the amended petition will alleviate hurdles and make it easier for students to run for elections. And we do have a tight deadline for university senators, and the elections must be finalized by April 16th. And names must be submitted by then to ensure a smooth and onboarding for all senators, especially university senators. And whereas this suspension will only be in effect from March 2021 to May 2021, and the bylaw 701 Article 1, Section 3 states that the Elections Committee is hereby vested with the authority to interpret, amend, or waive any provisions of the Level 700 bylaws, where substantial reason so requires, contingent upon a 2/3 majority vote within the Elections Committee and within approval from the Dean of Student Life. We did speak with the Dean of Student Life. Dean Williams approved this, and be it enacted that the Senate here assembled adjust the timeline to reflect the petition's release on today, 3/8/2021, and the deadline for the submission would be on the 14th, 2021, and adjust the timeline to reflect the information session be held on the 22nd of March and the 23rd of March, 2 days before the beginning of campaign week. Again, the timeline in the charter and bylaws is longer, and we were trying to, it's unfeasible that we go through it because then the election would be held during finals and during the last week of April / the first week of May. That would create issues for university senators, that would create issues for our own association to ensure a smooth sailing transition between different senators and the current senators and the future senators. And it would just be an inconvenience for the entire student body to elongate the process more than it is. So that is the resolution. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask away.
Okay. So at this point, this temporary resolution has been proposed by Senator Shobit. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, seconded by Senator Castaneda. Thank you. So it's been motioned and seconded, and the temporary resolution is now before the floor for debate and discussion. Is there any debate or discussion on this resolution? Do I hear any motions to amend this resolution?
I will motion to amend. I'm just trying to pull up the charter and bylaws because the first two sections are repetitive, and I do apologize about that. So I'm sorry, give me 1 second.
So Senator Shobit, if it's just the formatting thing, I don't believe that needs amendment. I think that since it just clarifies like bylaw 700 Article 2, Section 1, and sets the dates and the end, I think that's sufficient.
Okay, then motion to vote on the resolution set there before the Senate.
We'll be proceeding to vote shortly. If you close discussion, that's another 2/3 vote.
Motion to close discussion.
So this will be a 2/3 vote in addition to the vote for, okay. All right, so there is a motion to close discussion and prevent any senators from speaking on this resolution further. Do I hear a second? Keep in mind that if there is no discussion generally, we will just move to the 2/3 vote directly after this.
Second.
Okay, so it's been motioned and seconded to close discussion on this temporary resolution. Okay, so is there my goodness, now I need to stop screen sharing briefly and go back. So it's been motioned and seconded to close the discussion on this temporary resolution. So that is before the floor at the moment. It cannot be debated, but yeah, okay, it cannot be debated or amended. So in that case, we will just move to a 2/3 vote to close debate on the motion. So this is not voting in favor of the motion itself. It's just to close debate, so no other senator can speak on this resolution. So Madam Secretary, if you could do the roll call.
Yes.
Okay.
Tonanzit,
I forgot the term we use, but yes, like it's okay.
Okay. So saying, just to clarify, saying aye is in favor of closing debate, saying nay is not in favor of closing debate.
Okay, I that's the one. Thank you.
all right. Jordan, I'll come back to you. Tomvi,
Aye.
Yvette,
I
Adele,
Aye.
Miriam, oh, sorry.
Miriam is absent.
Right. Zara,
Aye.
Aziza,
Aye.
Akwe, Sebastian,
I believe he's also absent.
my bad guys. Sakit,
Aye.
Robert, I think he was also not here. Sweta,
Aye.
Naveen,
Aye.
Mira,
Aye.
David,
Aye.
Christine,
Aye.
Kate,
Aye.
Sateva had to leave. Brendan, Brianna, I think she was also not here. Camila,
Aye.
Ricky,
Aye.
Sarah,
Aye.
and Ritti is also not here. So we have a unanimous vote for aye.
Thank you very much, Madam Secretary. So discussion has now been closed on the temporary resolution, and we will move directly to the 2/3 vote on this temporary resolution. So once again, Madam Secretary, if you could do the roll call. All those in favor of the temporary resolution say aye. All those opposed say nay.
All right, Tonanzit,
I
Jordan,
Aye.
Tomvi,
Aye.
Yvette, Yvette, Adele,
sorry, I was on mute.
no, that's okay.
I
Adele,
Aye.
Zara,
Aye.
Aziza,
Aye.
Akwe, Sakit,
Aye.
Sweta,
Aye.
Naveen, Naveen, Mira,
Aye.
David,
Aye.
Christine,
Aye.
Kate,
I.
Naveen, yes, I did call your name, but you can just write your answer in the chat. Brianna, Camila,
I.
Ricky,
I.
Sarah.
I.
All right, so we have another unanimous vote in favor of the resolution.
Thank you very much, Madam Secretary. So with 17 17 votes in favor, the ayes have it. And after closing discussion, the temporary resolution has been passed. I will assign it a number as soon as I look back at the legislation, and it will be added to the drive shortly as well. Congratulations, and thank you to the Elections Committee and Senator Chobit. Okay. Next on the agenda, let me see, is there's a resolution on marijuana code. So this is tentatively E8, I believe, or E9. Yeah, actually. So sorry, this is the temporary resolution that was just passed will become resolution 2021 S8, making proposed executive board legislation E9. So I'm putting it in the chat and I'm going to screen share. So this is just a mirror resolution to the efforts by RUSA, or New Brunswick Student Governing Association, regarding the code of conduct, and just overall how RUPD answers calls. I do want to note that since this mirrors some of the language may not completely reflect Newark, let's see. We've tried to amend it so that it does. And obviously our partnerships and relationship with RUPD and administrators is obviously very different in New Brunswick than Newark. That being said, this is the resolution to amend University Policy 10.11.2 on marijuana possession. So Governor Murphy signed bills A1897, A5342, and A21, which decriminalize possession of marijuana under 10 grams, address consequences with offenses, legalize personal use, and remove it as a Schedule I drug. We've got written confirmation from New Brunswick's University Police Department Chief Kenneth, Captain Matthew Goldsby, and Newark Captain Raybar has also confirmed with our President Dylan Terpstra. Our current University Policy 10.2.11, also known as the Code of Conduct, still penalizes usage of medical marijuana as unlawfully possessing or using drugs, narcotics, controlled substances, or paraphernalia, without a clear distinction between federal or state jurisdiction for unlawful. Marijuana can no longer be lumped in with these categories, and following state law cannot be held subject for disciplinary actions listed. So therefore now it be resolved that the Rutgers Newark Student Governing Association supports sibling resolution XXS21 introduced to RUSA by Student Affairs Chair Sebastian Chiaramonte as a counterpart in Camden, supports RUSA's previous efforts in advocating and implementing marijuana reform, encourages the Office of Community Standards to work with student representative bodies and voices to address recent legislative changes, charges President Terpstra to participate in these conversations facilitated by RUSA President LaBelle as needed, encourages the University Board of Governors to adopt such policy amendments as recommended by the Office of Student Conduct and student representative bodies. Be it further resolved that the association continues to work with student populations and cross-campus partners. Excuse me. So this is the resolution mirroring the sister resolution XXS21, which I believe is fairly similar in text, aside from the change in names of some of the offices. Yes, some of the offices, and let me see. I believe this might be mixed up as well. Okay. Thank you. We have a note. So before it gets stayed before the floor, say that. So now this resolution, do I have a second for this resolution so that we may discuss it before the floor? Do I hear a second for? Okay, seconded by a speaker. Thank you. So now it's been motioned and seconded and is before the floor for debate and discussion. Is there any debate or discussion regarding this resolution on marijuana possession?
May I be recognized?
Of course.
I just have a quick question. Is this just for the possession of medical marijuana or just marijuana in general? Would the police not take action just against medical marijuana or all marijuana?
Yeah. So we did meet with UMOs and speak with her on this. So like RUPD in general, like we have very few responses or calls regarding marijuana odor on our Newark campus. I believe this is something that's more prevalent in New Brunswick. And unless someone would like to call me to order, I'd like to have our president speak on this briefly, since he was working with President LaBelle on this. Dylan?
Yeah, okay. So thank you for your question, Christine. It addresses both really. Just like we're passing these resolutions, and then after that, I'm going to be like working with Office of Student Conduct, right? Because this code of conduct is university-wide. The departments do work autonomously from one another, but they do follow the same code. They have different discretion. So the marijuana has not really been a big issue on our campus, but the code of conduct is still like obsolete in this sense because it carries negative connotations for the use of medical marijuana, as well as just outlaw like just possession in general without even making the distinction of like what was passed in the state laws, right? The 10 grams and no longer being a Schedule I drug. So really, this is just a joint effort and a show that we support, and that these rules do need to be updated.
Okay, thank you for the clarification.
Is there any other debate or discussion on this resolution?
So also like with REPD, right? Like again, it's not really a huge problem here, but I have confirmation that like, let's say someone calls, I smell marijuana, like they're not gonna show up. They're just not gonna care anymore because they don't have any like, there's no reason to enforce that because of state law. So then we need to update the code of conduct.
Thank you, President. Are there any further questions, comments, or motions from senators? If you are feeling a little bit unfamiliar or not sure of what you can do, I encourage you to scroll down beneath the agenda where Robert's Rules of Order is laid out along with descriptions of your powers as a senator or member of this legislative body. Do I hear any motions to amend this, to postpone to certain dates, or any other questions? Once again, we were discussing resolution. This will be E9 if it does pass. Resolution on marijuana possession, which just calls for supporting the sibling resolutions in Camden and Rusa, and also working with Office of Community Standards to update the code of conduct. Is there any other discussion or debate on this resolution?
May I request the floor?
Yeah, of course.
So quick question. So what is the resolution that was passed in RUSA? It was just because this is like in joint with them, right? So did they pass their own, or what was the
Yeah, I believe they passed something with very similar text. They just have a different numbering system. And the be it further resolved section, as well as the titles, were changed slightly to reflect our newer campus. Is there anything that I missed, Dylan?
Yeah, overall, there's just been some wording changes, some more context given to Newark here. Yeah, so some of the beginning is a little different. It's mostly the same, like content, like, like Turn It In would have a problem with it, basically. So we're hoping for Camden to also pass this as well, and then we're going to email the Office of Student Conduct and then begin working on it.
Is there like a resolution? Is there like anything we can refer to? The RUSA's version.
I will try and find the link. I do not.
Yeah, sure. I'll get the link right now.
Okay, thank you, President.
Might take a moment though.
Motion to be recognized.
Yes, of course, recognize, Senator.
Thank you. So recently, I'm not sure if you all have seen the "Are You Smoking Tobacco Free" survey that's been circulating in our emails. I don't know if you all saw that, but I think there will be a charge. I'm not sure how similar this is to marijuana use, but I do believe through University Senate and through the university, they are considering changing the tobacco-free campus policy. As we all know, inside you can't smoke anything. Outside, that's tobacco-free tobacco products are utilized, and so they will be. I believe there's a charge that's going to be circulating around in the Senate to look over it. If and this is merely a suggestion, if the Senate votes on this and our Senate votes on this and it passes, please let's coordinate with New Brunswick so we can have established that the committee on the University Senate also look into amending the policy and where the tobacco-free policy falls in conjunction with the marijuana policy and amend it. So I just wanted to point that out because I know it was talked about during the University Senate meeting, during the Executive Committee meeting, and I do believe it's going to be brought up again in the University Senate meeting.
Thank you, Senator Schobel. Just give me a little bit longer. I'm just trying to load the file from the GroupMe. So this is a resolution to amend University Policy 10 points. It should be 10.2.11 regarding marijuana possession. So the whereas parts are effectively the same, except for the third statement. where we have added the inclusion of President Terpestra's conversations with our Newark RUPD Captain Raybar, who we work very closely with. And charging President Terpestra to facilitate dialogues instead of President LaBelle. And finally, the dates are a little bit different and their format is a little bit different, but otherwise the text is the same. And I can download and send this out in an email following this meeting. Is there any further debate and discussion regarding this this resolution?
Can you actually scroll down again to the
yes, of course,
by resolved parts?
Yeah. So over here. So New Brunswick structure is a little bit different, obviously, besides having, I'm sure you're aware of this, Senator Castaneda, for working with your structure and governance report, but they also have a legislative affairs committee that looks at local and federal legislation that may impact student government. So that's probably why it originated there.
Perfect. Actually, scroll up just a little bit up on the first bit here by resolved. Okay, that the office. Thanks. No. Scroll too high.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Thanks.
Okay. Are there any further debate or discussion on this resolution to amend university policy on marijuana possession?
Yeah, motion to, not motion, permission to speak, Chair.
Yeah, of course.
I just want to, I guess, a reclarification, if President, if you may respond. I was kind of unsure what you meant by the claims you made that like cannabis isn't necessarily as prevalent or serious here in Newark than New Brunswick. I wasn't entirely sure what you meant by that. If you can have an opportunity to re-clarify yourself on that.
Yeah, sure. So that's based on information we got from RUPD and Dean Williams. Basically, there are like very little or few calls that RUPD gets about marijuana to begin with. However, to be equitable and just, make sure like RUPD doesn't bother anyone for it, like, we have to update the policy as we go forward.
Thanks for the clarification.
Okay, is there any other debate or discussion on this resolution? Okay, hearing none, we will now move to a 2/3 majority vote by voice. Madam Secretary, if you could do the roll call.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Sorry if you can hear the vacuum in the background. Ananzit.
Aye.
Jordan. Jordan. All right. Tomvi.
Aye.
Yvette.
Aye.
Adele.
Aye.
Zara.
Aye.
Aziza.
Aye.
Akwe. Socket. Sweta.
Aye.
Naveen.
Aye.
Mira.
Aye.
David.
Aye.
Christine.
Abstain.
Kate.
Aye.
Sateva. Oh yeah, she left. Camila.
Aye.
Brianna. Ricky,
Aye.
Sarah,
Aye.
and we have a unanimous vote in favor of Resolution 8.
Thank you very much, Madam Secretary. We have more than 2/3, so this is Resolution E 2021 E9. So this indicating the year that's passed, E for Executive Board, and this will be the 9th. This will be added to our drive as well. Thank you, Senators. Okay. Okay. The next item on the agenda is the hearing of the association. So we'll now open up to all association members for comment. Are there any other comments from any members of the association?
Permission to be
Hello,
recognized.
Senator.
Oh, thank you. I am wondering if there are any updates about the Zoom bombings that have happened and what is being done now.
To my knowledge, aside from like the trainings, I have not heard of anything. I don't know if any other e-board members have followed. Yeah, this is now, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So been trying to like collect some feedback. I've heard like nothing from people of like what, can be done additionally. So I mean, if any of you believe we can do something additionally that's like different or more in detail than what the IRC provided, let me know, because David Edward from our Office of Information Technology offered to do something for us, but I'm not exactly sure what to tell him because I haven't received any feedback like of any kind of questions that remained or like what we can go further into detail.
Are there any updates on the investigation that was being done by the administration?
Not that I'm aware of. I believe President Holloway implied that it would be extremely difficult to find whoever they were. But
right.
But we need to follow up on that because I don't know for sure if there have been any developments, but I would think not.
I mean, I think we have to, given that we do have a few members from our association that once sit on the presidential advisory board, and also I think this was stressed, in the past, but how do we make this environment safe for students to conduct these dialogues? And to, I'm not sure if there have been any or what sort of resources that were offered other than the IRC trainings and the Zoom trainings, but in regards to like mental health for people who, folks who might feel unsafe or triggered or, develop some sort of trauma response to it. So I don't know if anybody can speak on that.
Yeah, I'm not aware of like specific targeted resources. Like I know we're all familiar with like BERTS, IRC, and those emails were sent out. But regarding like trauma-informed care, I don't think there is anything like that at the moment. Unfortunately, at least the way that this information was presented to us, besides from creating like a community where hopefully this is not something that originates internally, right, and doing those trainings and facilitating those dialogues, in terms of preventing, outside members or anything like that, really we have to just do the Zoom trainings and make sure that student organization leaders and anyone who's holding an event is aware of how to secure the meeting rooms themselves.
Okay. So I guess the reason I asked that is, let's say that, students want to have another event or, something along those lines, but there is hesitation and reluctancy to join these meetings, having to worry about something that would happen and because that space has been violated in general. So I'm just thinking out loud, like, I don't know what, I think there needs to be something that is done, but I'm not sure what. That's why I'm like hoping I was kind of dialogue, but yeah.
I mean, I will say, like, at least from the Zoom trainings. Like part of the purpose of having, verified Rutgers Zoom accounts is to make sure that if you require registration, there will be like a log and an email generated to send to every single meeting participant. So that way you cannot have anonymous accounts at least. You can disable screen sharing and stuff like that for the meeting to prevent participants from, sharing that information or anything like that. But unfortunately, it is a little bit limited, and I do feel that frustration.
And so going back to because I do remember President Holloway saying this during the University Senate meeting about the investigation being very limited into who, if they can find anything. But can we be given an update, or can at least the people that sit on the Presidential Advisory Board be given an update about what is happening with the investigation? Just to make sure that, or just to know, like the university or the administration, the senior administration, what they found. So the student leaders that sit on the presidential board can relay some information back to their constituents because they have a deeper reach within the student body demographic. Okay. Thank you, David.
Yeah, I believe Senator David is also working on like related initiatives just in helping make our community like a little bit more aware and safer regarding the program packet, I believe.
Yes, permission to speak.
Recognized. Thank you.
Yes, so this past week, the same group of us have had another meeting. This time we did meet with the Black Caucus and some Black work leaders to go over what should be incorporated in that program packet. And they've also been in meetings with Gary already discussing the issue. I guess we've been working on two separated platforms, but now that we both have a common understanding that we're working on the same initiatives, we're working as one now. I know I've been talking about the resolution for a couple of weeks. I just want to make sure everything is in place before moving forward with it. I just have a little bit of perfectionist on the inside, that's it. But we do have a meeting coming up for the advisory committee with President Holloway. Senator Mira and myself sit on it, as well as President Dillon and Vice President Carolyn. And we'll ask the question and give an update and bring it back whenever the Senate meeting is after that meeting. Oh, question, has there been any updates about the minutes of the University Senate meeting?
No, I also, David, I know I promised I'll reach out to Mary. I will be completely honest with you, I have not, but let me make sure let me see if the minutes are out from the last meeting.
Got you, thank you. Thank you, I rest my time.
Permission to interject, like the one that just passed?
Yes, the one for February.
Wouldn't that not get posted until they get approved though?
Yes, actually that makes sense. Thank you, Ricky.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, David, I'll get back to you on the 27th.
Got you. Thank y'all.
Are there any comments from any association members specifically?
Yeah, I got two random things. So the link is out for more senior portrait slots, right? Getting a lot of questions about that since they closed last semester, right? But they're open now. So I'm going to dump that in the chat. Feel free to share it with your senior friends. I'm also going to put a link in the chat to, there's an initiative that our, I think, alumni office is doing where basically, if you're a graduating senior and you donate at least $25 to an area of campus you're passionate about, you get like a philanthropy graduation stole. So I thought I'd mention that. It seems like, not many people are doing it, which, hey, I honestly, I don't expect everyone to do it because it's like we're already giving Rutgers so much money. But personally, I think it's pretty cool to like contribute to the emergency fund, just on a personal level. So I'm going to do it. I'll put both those links in the chat.
Dylan, just to clarify, we can specifically contribute to the emergency fund.
Yeah, you can choose. I had the options right here. It's loading.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you.
You can choose like the emergency fund. You can choose the pantry, just student organizations in general, the diversity inclusion support fund. Is that playing music? It's playing music. That's their site. I don't know. The COVID response fund and different grants. Putting that in the chat.
So right now we've got a grand total of 5 gifts and $85, looking great. And here are the campaigns. So pantry run, student organizations, which you can write in potentially which organization it seems. Be interested how to see that works with allocations and whatnot. Diversity, inclusion, and support, COVID-19 response, and Promise Grant Support Fund. Oh, look at that. Thank you very much, Latava. Congrats. All right, so this is the website, and it has the care team link as well, email. $5 for an invite to recognition, $25 for a philanthropy cord, and a minimum $5 recurring for both and the champagne flute for people who are 21 and older. Nice. All right, so I'll stop sharing the screen. The link is in the minutes as well, and our president just put in the chat. Yeah, the stats, maybe it's just some applet that's not updated. Okay. Thank you for sending the senior portraits link as well. I'm going to try and remove the click trackers briefly and put that in the minutes. Okay, at this point, I'd like to open it up to the public for any comments. I haven't seen anything on the live stream, but I know NJ Perg is here as always. If Caitlin would like to say anything.
Sure. Hi, everyone. Happy Monday. Yeah, so I guess our big update is just for our 100% renewable energy campaign. I know that the comment period for the phase 2 report ended last week. And so we spent a lot of our time last week gearing up comments. And now I believe SGA has already signed on to the sustainability letter that last week. So that's awesome. So we're spending the remainder of the week getting more Newark student organizations signed on. We were able to get 5 organizations outside of Newark signed on, ranging from the Clean Water Action New Jersey, Sierra Club, Environment New Jersey, Don't Gas the Meadowlands Coalition, Coalition Against the Pilgrim Pipeline New Jersey, and Food and Water Watch New Jersey, and Blue Wave New Jersey. So that has been really exciting. We're just looking to get more student groups from Newark signed on, and yeah, that's our update for PERG.
Thank you so much, Caitlin. Personally, I'm looking forward to the rebirth, revitalizing of the Hunger-Free Task Force. So hopefully, maybe after break, Dean Williams will help set that up.
Definitely. Really exciting.
All right. Are there any other members of the association or public who have anything to comment, anything to share? Anyone do really well on a midterm and would like to brag about it? Or finesse something and turn out better than they expected? Okay. Are there any other comments from the public or the association? Okay, I will add, I will be working on some notes and some protocols for elections committee / judicial council to make this election season hopefully a little less painful. So that should be sent before our internal affairs meeting this Thursday evening, I believe. So look forward to that. I'll try and meet up with the chief arbitrator and judicial council as well to discuss any potential changes. So hopefully that can be implemented before elections actually kick off. So either emergency meeting or on the 22nd, since that is when the information sessions are. So yeah, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, thank you, Senator Mir, Senator David. Thank you, Clay. So thank you guys. Good luck with midterms. Take care and enjoy your spring break.
You too. Bye, guys.
You as well. Bye, everyone.
Take care.
Okay, everyone.
Bye, guys. Take care.